Hey everybody, it's Mickey here, Mr. India. Thank you for being here today again. I appreciate your time on the channel. Today's a special day. I'm actually taking my Purosangue out for the last time, and I'm actually taking it to the dealership, Ferrari of San Francisco, for it to be sold. And I thought I'd just do a video of my last ride out. But here I am with my 500e, and as you know, one of the reasons I'm selling my Purosangue is that I'm actually shifting my focus onto young timer cars. Hi, I'm just pausing the video just in case you want to go straight to the Purosangue rather than listen to my introduction. If you go to 3 minutes and 38, you can get straight to the Purosangue section, which are either Redwood or young timer. In Europe they're normally called young timer, but basically cars from the 1970s, 80s, late 90s. Mainly 80s and 90s is where I'm going to be focusing on. And I think that's going to bring some interesting content because I think the new Ferrari scene or the new Lamborghini scene, you know, I think I said in my previous videos or one of my other videos, what can you do with them, you know, which isn't just super expensive, super radical. If you take DDE, for example, they buy a car and they put crazy body kits on them. I can't take that risk. I can't afford to. Anyway, I'm moving into the young timer space. I'm stood next to my 500e, which just got a wash yesterday. You might have seen that I've actually had this coated, paint corrected. It looks pretty brand new, this car. And I got this special coating on it, which has got a semi anti-chip property in it and self-healing coating. Really, really cool. Anyway, the soap doesn't stick to it when you actually put the soap on it. But this is one of the young timer cars. This is a 1991 Mercedes 500e built through at the Porsche factory. Very special car. It's these types of unicorns that I'm chasing. And on that note, what do you think of my jumper? It's actually a t-shirt made out of wool, and I sort of found this place online, OXKNIT, OXKNIT, and I thought, oh, these jumpers are just the period of the cars that I'm buying. So I started buying these, and you know, I'm not being paid to do this, but I just thought I'd give them a shout out. OXKNIT, if you're into the retro scene and you want some t-shirts but they're made of wool and they're knitted and they work just as well as a t-shirt in terms of keeping you cool, this is great. And you know, tell me what you think. You know, I've got a whole range of these, and you might see on my other videos I've got some real funky designs or real retro designs, classic vintage design, should I say, from the 70s and 80s, and I'm really loving wearing these jumpers. So OXKNIT, if you ever want one, you can go get them. They're not super expensive either, you know, $30, something like that. Anyway, I just wanted to sort of share my journey with the Purosangue, my last journey with the Purosangue. Starting this video off in front of my young timer collection, one of my young timer collection cars. I have the Porsche 944 turbo, I have this, I have the Golf G60. What else do I have as a young timer? Oh, and I've got two surprise cars coming from Germany, which are in the same young timer period as well. So watch out for those videos. I went over to Germany not so long ago, and I was able to meet up with somebody and you know, agree to buy two cars, which are really, really cool. So with that, let's get on with pulling the Purosangue out of the garage for the very last time. Here's my garage setup. I've got a couple of cars in right now. I've got my Golf G60, you might see up here. There we go. That's going to be featured a bit more on the channel very soon. My 599. We're going out to Ferrari San Francisco this weekend. There's a special event going on, and we're showcasing the manual conversion on this. And here is the Purosangue, the baby that is going to a new home. Well, eventually. Let's pull this out of the garage. So let's go out and check out this Purosangue for the very, very last time. As you can see, it's all empty there because it's out here. There we go, all ready to go. I think I've got one key. Let me just show you. I've got one key. All the things that I'm going to send back with it. What have I got going back with the car? We've got the smart charger, which connects to the app. Got all the manuals, the original car cover, which I never used. Also, I'm giving this carbon fiber box away. It says Ferrari Purosangue at the front. It's a display box with a spare key. Let the new owner enjoy it. Got two keys with it, the grey one and the yellow one. So that's what's going with the car. That's really all that comes with it. So let's show you this suicide doors for last time. Fabulous. Da -da -da -da. And then on this side, open the door, and there we have it. One big, vast, cavernous space. The rear seats are electric, front seats are electric. I've got this whole chocolato interior going on, chocolato and crema. It's an absolute beautiful car. The next owner of this car is going to be fabulously excited about it. Fabulously excited. Why am I selling the car? Like I said, shifting my focus to the Youngtimer collection. I've got to keep my 599, the manual stick shift. I'm not getting rid of that, not just it anyway. This car's got a lot of good features. I've not really used it. I don't know, it's only got 500 miles on it. I've had it since last year, and I just think I'm not using it, and let's give it to somebody else to use. I think that's probably the best thing to do, to be honest with you. I'm not particularly attached to it. It's not as emotional as my 812 GTS build, which you can see from the card here. If you go in, you know, I did a video on a tailor-made GTS, 812 GTS, which I really, you know, loved the experience, and sort of regretted selling that car. But I don't think I'll regret selling this car. Hasn't got as much into it in that respect. But, you know, like I said, the design of this car was really about, you know, replicating the 1970s cigar lounges, and I think I did an okay job of it. And the idea of replicating the 1970s cigar lounges and that sort of concept is it's a place where people met to do business, you know, and the cigar was an excuse, a bit like today's coffee shops. You know, you meet, you go and talk to people, or the golf course, but, you know, it was the cigar lounges, and at that time, you know, nobody knew smoking was bad for your health. Anyway, all good. I think let's get on the road, and as I drive, I'll just give you a bit of a talking narrative on what I'm experiencing. Let's get on the road. Okay, last journey. Let's get on the road, I guess. Start this baby up. I've got a key here. Don't need to have the key out, but I think the key slot's just down here on there. My iPhone goes here. I'll keep music off. I'll let people know I'm going to drop off the Ferrari. iPhone there. Oh, asked me to start the engine because the battery's almost drained. I didn't have it on charge for a few days. The good thing about this, it's got this digital electronic mirror where it works on a camera behind. I think if you do this, oh no, I can't remember how it works. Oh yeah, if you do that, it switches off and it's got a normal mirror. Do that, and I've got electronic mirror, so I can see through the cameras. So that's a nice, interesting feature. It has overhead display, or heads-up display, should I say? Let me just, yep. Hope you can hear me. So it has heads-up display, and I can see the miles per hour there. At the moment, I've got, well, it's got electric steering wheel and all that type of thing. I've got Apple Maps on there. If I do this, it goes back to the clocks. If you've heard, this is a 2025 Purosangue. Now, if you've heard, Ferrari are now brought out this steering wheel with just the buttons, and the great thing is you can have it upgraded. You don't have to change the whole steering wheel. You just change this center bit, and you basically go to your Ferrari dealership, and instead of having touch haptics, you can have proper physical buttons. So all these have now been replaced by physical buttons, and I think that is one of the best things they ever did. So anybody buying this car, my recommendation is that you should actually get that upgrade done, even if it costs $5,000, because the driving experience will be so much better. You've got this pop-up thing which controls seat functions and a whole bunch of other stuff. There's a lift system on this car. I paid extra for that. I'm not sure you actually needed it, to be quite honest, because it's quite high up. Got USB inputs down here, and obviously a place to put your driving gloves. Passenger display, which the driver can't see, but the passenger can do music and see other things that's going on. It's a pretty well spec'd out car. So let's get on the road. First gear, and since I'm not going to be using Apple Play on the way, in fact, maybe I will be using Apple to go to the Ferrari dealership. Let's do that. Ferrari SF, put it in them. I think that's the one. It's only 32 miles away. It's not terribly far away. Yep, that's the place. Okay, so hopefully, oh gosh, I was trying to get to the maps, and there we go. Go. I'm just demonstrating how I'm selling the actual idea of getting
starting route to Ferrari of San Francisco.
There we go. By the way,
head north on Cervantes Court. Sure. Then take the first left.
Okay, so this has got the panoramic glass roof, which goes lighter and darker. Some speakers up here as part of the JBL sound system. Very good sound system. You can switch off the doors. I don't know what the hell for, but anyway, you lock functions up here. You can sync your AC. It's okay, you know. The good thing is that you can get the passenger to do all that stuff for you from the passenger screen. So if you're driving the car and you're trying to, you know, focus on driving, and because of the haptics and that, it's just easier to let the passenger deal with it, and that's the good thing about that screen. So let's get going. I don't know. Okay, right. Reverse is here. I gotta reverse it out the back gates. Okie dokie. I've got it in comfort mode at the moment. Sport. I've got bumpy road mode. Yep, I got bumpy road mode on, I think. Let me just press that on. Medium. Oh, you can. That's the other thing. You can do medium, soft, or obviously the standard. So I'm going to put it on soft because I don't want to go crazy. So anyway, let's go. So unlike the other bumpy road modes in the other cars that I've had previously, you either press it on or off. With the Purosangue, certainly with the Purosangue, I'm not sure if the other. Well, my Roma didn't have it, but the Purosangue, you can select. 1 second, let this bleeping stop. You can select the level of hardness of the suspension, so medium and soft, and also sport. So you've got 3 setting levels, which is quite good, you know. Reality, can you tell the difference? Certainly if you go into comfort mode, you can. So that's cool. Heads up display also shows me I'm going north, east, west. I don't know why, but it does. Maybe because my Apple Maps is on. Not sure. So here we go. And like I said, it's only done 522 miles. 32 miles, it would have done 554 by the time I get to the Ferrari dealership. So, you know, it's a very low mileage 2025 car. I think whoever gets this car next is going to be super uber happy, because it's like a great colour. There you go. I mean, you can't hear much of the engine because it's very quiet in here, but I can see if I can. I don't know if you can hear it. Let's see when I get onto the highway if I can actually get it to rev around. There we go. Let's see if I'll put it in manual mode. There we go. That's what we wanted to hear. Right, my mirrors are maladjusted because they were adjusted for getting in and out of the garage. Oh, that high motion thing, basically stop, start, go. I'm going to switch that off. There we go. A bit of V12 raw there. On the way down to Ferrari of San Francisco. It's early in the morning, 9:22. I think the HOV lanes are open right now. Let's see, got a motorcyclist here. Have I got any fuel in here? Yes, I've got fuel in here. Can I get going? There we go. Get past this bus and get across. Hey! That's quite a nice ride. This is probably the third time I've taken it out. No, fourth time. The first time was I actually brought it from the dealership to home and took it backwards and forwards to get PPF done on the front. And then the second time, my good friend Jay Gennaro, he's also a Ferrari driver. I met him through the Ferrari network. Went to his birthday party back in December down in San Jose, which is about, I don't know, 200 miles from me, maybe less than that actually, 100 miles maybe, 110 miles. And then the last time I took it out, there was a Ferrari event at Sonoma Raceway, and I took it there. I was there for the whole weekend. I took my 599 out on a rally, which started on the Friday morning, and then we finished on the Saturday at the Sonoma Raceway for the Ferrari Challenge, and then on Sunday we went back in this, and since then it's been parked up. So that was back in March, and this is like the next time I'm bringing it out. I don't really find this car, well, for me personally, for the price of this car, I think it's a great car. And the technology is what you're buying here. I think that's one of the great things about this one. But for the price, I personally can't afford to put miles on this car and take the depreciation hit. I don't have that level of income, or I don't have that level of ability to not worry about depreciation. I think there's a lot of people out there who would appreciate this vehicle and would drive it every day and can afford to drive it every day. That's another reason I'm selling it. You know, I was actually given the privilege to buy this car, and you know, as an early customer, took it. Was I uber excited about it? Yes, but not as excited as the 812 GTS, which we ended up doing tailor-made. And I tried to sort of build a similar theme with this car in terms of a 70s spec, and I've tried to cross over between 70s and modern day, so it's not too retro and it'll appeal to a whole wide range of people in terms of the configuration. But that 812 GTS was absolutely the pinnacle of my Ferrari ownership career, I guess, until I got the 599. And as you may know, the 599 is a predecessor -1. So before mine was the Ferrari F12, and then before that was the 599. I think I've got that right. So anyway, it's like the last V12 Ferrari GT car that you can get in a stick shift. And there's only about 35 stick shifts in the world that came out of the factory. So, and they fetch like $1 million. So I decided, let's try and go down this route. And actually, I never thought about getting a 599 V12 manual. I'd actually asked the dealership to source me a good stick shift Ferrari. I really wanted the stick shift experience. And as you might have heard on the press, that Ferrari have told at the Amalfi launch, there were people who are asking Ferrari, are you going to build a new stick shift? Ferrari told everybody, if you want a stick shift, buy an old classic and restore it and have the experience of the old stick shift, because that is not a direction that Ferrari are going to go in. So the 599 is the last V12 you can put a stick shift on. But I do believe they did build some stick shifts all the way up to the California. So there are some Californias out there with a stick shift, very, very few. So the California was the last car ever to have come out of the factory with a stick shift if you optioned it. However, the 599 is the very last V12 you can put a stick shift on. And we're doing an event with Ferrari San Francisco this weekend on that. Anyway, in terms of the spec of the car, I've done it all before. Chocolado top, it's got this, I think it's called Mauve stitching. It's like a bronze stitching and bronze cavalinas on the headrest. It really contrasts it well. Got the crema inside, got the Chocolado carpets. It's a beautiful, beautiful car. It's a great environment to be in. Anyway, I'm going to pause here and I'll see you at the Ferrari showroom. So we just come off the highway. This has got to be the cheapest fuel in California, $3.91. But anyway, we just got off the highway and driving down towards Ferrari. Looks a bit rough and ready, this place, but it's pretty cool. And it's just on the right side. So here we are at Ferrari San Francisco. So, here we are at Ferrari San Francisco, and we're actually delivering the Purosangue to be sold. So let's go inside and see Tom and get this thing signed in. Okay, I've got everything out of the car. There it is for the last time. Bye bye Purosangue. And hello Ferrari San Francisco. Got my things out. There's a few Purosangues out here. There's a, I don't know what colour that is, a Rosso Corsa? No, Rosso Volcano. I know whose car this is. This is my friend Tom's car. And over here we have, I think it's a 488 Spider and a red Purosangue. It's all pretty good. So let's go in and go and see Tom, and let's get this thing signed in. So I've just handed over the keys and all the documents. Here's some of the stock down here to Tom and Jeff, and then hopefully if you're interested in the car, just check these guys out and they'll sell you that Purosangue. It is a unique car, and you know, sorry about that, it is a unique car. Very, very rare color. There's not many in that color around, especially in the USA. So go for it. Catch you soon, and thanks for watching. Bye.